What are the 9 best songwriting books or books on songwriting that you should consider? You'll find that once you start searching that there are many books on songwriting out there, and it's easy to get lost during your search. To save you some time, I have listed all the books that I find of great value. No endless self-promotion, no fluff, only good songwriting tips and techniques. For some of these books I also made a dedicated video review, and the links to these video reviews you'll find them in the description. Great songwriting techniques. No songwriting book list is complete without great songwriting techniques by Jack Perricone. I've said it before and I will say it once again, this is the Bible of all songwriting books. If you're going to only purchase one book off this list, let it be this one, because it covers all important songwriting topics that you need to learn as a songwriter. And it does so in a very thorough but understandable way. The Songwriters Workshop Harmony. The Songwriters Workshop Harmony by Jimmy Kachulis is a great book and it's a relatively easy read. But that doesn't mean that it's not thorough or anything. It left me with plenty of inspiration and new techniques that I wanted to try out in my own music and in my teaching. In my opinion, the Songwriters Workshop Harmony is best suitable for intermediate and slightly advanced songwriters. If you're already comfortable with music theory, but you're looking for fresh inspiration or a deep dive into harmony, then this book is definitely for you. Chord Progressions for Songwriters. Alternatively, you can check out the book Chord Progressions for Songwriters by Richard J. Scott. I find that this book takes you less by the hand than some other books on this songwriting book list. But nevertheless, this is a great resource if you want to learn more about harmony and if you want to gain some fresh inspiration. There is enough to explore for an entire songwriting career in this not so thin book. And even though the music examples are a little bit outdated, the chord progressions are as relevant as ever, so you can use them in your own music. The Songwriters Workshop Hit Song Forms. Hit Song Forms by Jimmy Kachulis emphasizes the importance of form next to, for example, parameters as harmony and melody. This book teaches us how songwriters can choose an effective form for their new piece of music. For example, it talks about verse-chorus, verse-refrain, surprising forms or bridge form songs. It's very complete. I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book, however, I do think it's more suitable for intermediate and advanced songwriters, because you need a thorough understanding of music theory if you want to understand everything that happens in this book. Writing Better Lyrics. This is the best book out there about writing lyrics. This is Writing Better Lyrics by Pattison. I have not come across any other book that explains it in such a thorough and easily to understand way as Pattison does in this book. The exercises are engaging, the examples are clear. I almost catch myself reaching for this book, well, half of the times when I need to write something that has words. In addition, you can also check out this book Songwriting Without Boundaries, but if you have to choose only one book, then I advise you to stick with Writing Better Lyrics. Nowadays you do need to know a little bit about recording and mixing your own music. And since equipment is quite affordable nowadays, you don't have to break the bank to do so. So here's my list of best books for audio engineering and mixing. Recording Secrets for the Small Studio. Being able to record your songs as good as you can nowadays is very important as a songwriter, so it's a skill that you need to master. Because if the audio quality of your demo recording sucks, nobody will listen to it. Mike Sr., who also writes articles for the famous Sound on Sound, has written or has made an extensive recording guide for songwriters, for musicians and producers who work in a small studio or from their bedroom or at home. Each chapter has online materials for you to listen to and read. This book is an amazing self-study package. Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio. Yet another book by Mike Sr. Remember that I told you that you need to have at least a little bit of an understanding of recording music? Well, the same goes for mixing music. You don't have to become a professional, but you at least need to know how to balance your tracks and how certain basic effects like compressors and reverb work. I have learned so much from Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio. I cannot praise this book enough. And also the online learning materials, the videos are extremely helpful, the audio examples are great. This book is as complete as it gets. And between you and me, I grab this book every now and then to refresh my memory about certain mixing techniques. The Recording Engineer's Handbook. My order of reading is this. First I check the books by Mike Sr. and whatever information is missing or whatever what I want to learn extra, then I grab the Recording Engineer's Handbook by Owsinski. It's a complete book and it has great schemas and pictures of mic placements and other interesting facts. The Recording Engineer's Handbook is very practical and informative. And it's a great book that you can just quickly grab and check out, oh, what was that mic placement again? Yes, this is how you do it. And you can put it back in the closet and get to work. The Creative Act, A Way of Being. I think everybody should read this book. It's full of great tips to lead a creative and happy life. Especially as a songwriter, you really need your creative energy. You need to stay open to new creative ideas and you need to find new inspiration all the time. The Creative Act has opened my eyes and it has taught me how to direct my attention in a creativity-focused manner. If you want to avoid creative burnout or if you want to avoid writer's block, then I advise you check out this book by Rubin. I think it should be on every songwriter's bookshelf. There are 3 other books that I want to give a quick shout out. And this is How to Make It in the New Music Business by Herstand. It's simply a great book and it's very informative when it comes to earning money in this new music business. I mean, there's so much competition. You need to know how to do things well and how your online presence is. I really enjoyed reading this book. I learned a lot and I cannot recommend it enough. Steal Like an Artist by Kleon is more of a coffee table book, but it is an interesting read and I did get some inspiration out of it. So whenever there's a rainy Sunday, I advise you just take this book. You'll probably read it in an hour, but it's worth the money, it's not expensive. It's fun to read. And last book is How to Write One Song by Tweedy. It's not super elaborate, this book, so don't expect it to have the same amount of information as great songwriting techniques, for example, because it's a thin book. But nevertheless, it was a fun and inspirational read. So if you don't mind spending $10, then you have another book to serve for some inspiration. This concludes my best songwriting books list for this year and the upcoming year. If you think that I missed a book, then let me know in the comments, or if you have any book recommendations, let me know in the comments. If you're looking for more inspiration and want to become more creative, then join the waiting list for my Today, Tomorrow, Everyday Creative program. Stay inspired, stay creative, and for now, see you next time.